Last season's championship was the San Ferrito Thugs versus the Ancient Canterna. The Canterna won 10-9 in a pretty nice game. This was back when it was first to 10 instead of having innings. And the players for San Ferrito just so happened to be the same duo that plays for Terryville today, with Kaiser and German. And the opponent with the Canterna was Grad and Sane, who also played today for the Nitropolis Boosters. Terryville was definitely projected as the best team before the season even started, with Kaiser being the best player in 1v1s and German was not too good in 1v1s, so they were not expected to be undefeated or anything, but they were expected to be at least make the playoffs for sure, probably make the championship, maybe win it. Now on to their first game in week 1. This was the season opener for everyone, so nobody had any idea what real 2v2 games are going to look like between these teams. They could go either way. Terryville was still favored, but it was not extreme favorite because nobody knew. Now granted, Kaiser and German did have some experience with 2v2 in the past, but that was a year ago, and they are playing against a completely different level of competition now. Terryville won 18-8, and there's not too much to say about this game. German mainly played defense and control, and Kaiser was the main scorer. Now going into their Week 2 game against Nitropolis, there was not too much expected from this game. It was a pretty clear Terryville win before the game even started, as Nitropolis lost 20 points the week before, and German was expected to play more defense support. However, the roles almost switched, with Kaiser playing everywhere with a lot of defense with 9 blocks, a lot of support with 5 assists and 9 goals, and German was more scorer focused with 10 goals. Now their next game against Onyx, this was expected to be really close because based on like opponents, Terryville beat Nitropolis by 12 points, and Onyx beat them by 20 points. So it was looking like this would be a tough game for Terryville. However, Onyx could not get a teammate to support their main player Heisenberger, so they had Philly playing, who is one of the worst players ever. So Terryville pretty easily won 23-7, with Kaiser putting up a pretty balanced stat line with 6 blocks, 12 goals, and German continuing to play a lot of offense with 11 goals. Now the next 3 games aren't really relevant. They rematched Ronald Reef, rematched Onyx, and rematched Nitropolis, and these were all easy wins for Terryville. Nothing really happened except for Terryville putting together more synergy with an actual offensive strategy called the Netanyahu attack and the DD defense on defense, which both these helped a lot and led to even bigger wins, 24-7 over Onyx, 23-7 again over Ronald Reef, and 17-7 over Nitropolis. After that, Terryville ended their regular season 6-0, with their worst game being a 10-point win, and they were the 1 seed, so they got a bye week straight to the championship against Nitropolis. And Nitropolis was the best team that Terryville played, and Nitropolis did blow out their opponent in the playoffs, so Terryville was expected to win, but it was expected to be maybe 6 to 8 point game. And then all of that was wrong because Terryville won 38-2, completely destroying Nitropolis, with Kaiser putting up 29.5 goals, breaking the single game goals record. And German was really just there for moral support. He had 8.5 goals and 2 blocks, 2 assists, which seems pretty good, but 8.5 goals isn't that much when your team's total is 38. Now looking at why Terryville was so dominant this season, the obvious answer is that Kaiser's just better than everyone, which he's only lost one-on-one ever. He was putting up insane stats every game. He had 103 goals on the season total. But secondary to that, there's also the synergy and teamwork that they had, with German putting up really good stats well on the same team as the MVP, and Will German is also a mid player that was horrible in 1v1s in the preseason. So they combined raw talent along with good teamwork and synergy to be completely unstoppable. Now looking at the future for Terryville, Kaiser is still clearly the best player in the league, but the biggest thing to address is German as the second player, because the competition is getting way better quickly with some of the rookies contesting Kaiser, so German's not going to cut it how he is right now. And currently German either has to lock in and become way better, or he's going to get benched and Kaiser's going to have to learn to work with a new teammate. But they're still looking like one of the best teams next season no matter what happens, as long as Kaiser stays in Terryville.